While I may talk with my clients about marketing, so much of it really comes down to how do we attract and convert more ideal clients. So, not just getting more, but getting better ideal clients. So, if that's you, let me give you a breakthrough project approach that I talked with one of my clients about yesterday that I think might be relevant to you on how you can get 5 A plus ideal client introductions in the next 2 weeks. Who wants that? If you're with me, raise your hand, stay with me. Let me give you 4 key ways that you can do this. Certainly more opportunities as well. But these are the ones that, at least for this particular client, we felt like were going to be the ways to most effectively get to those 5. And I bet actually can produce a lot more. So the first thing is setting up what success looks like. We have to get clear on the results. So in this case, we're saying it's all about going for 5 A plus ideal clients. That's what we're trying to accomplish. The next piece is, how are we going to keep score? So if you're not tracking information, if you're not keeping score, then it's hard to know whether you've achieved success or not. And to keep it front and center, the top of your mind, that's the one thing you're working on. So for him, it could be as simple as a matter of a little scorecard that he would use each day to write down the names of those 5. Certainly they're going in the CRM system. That's important as well. But when you're trying to laser focus on something, sometimes we need those extra ways to keep it at the top of our mind, in front of us at all times. So is there some kind of scorecard, whiteboard, whatever it might be for you, post-it note that you're going to use to keep track and keep it front and center for you? The next piece is, once we're clear on what is our success, what's that breakthrough that we're trying to accomplish, we're laser focused on how we're going to keep score with it, is to then think about how do you set up your environment for success. So here's the nuts and bolts of it. This is the most important part, I think, and the part that I love working with clients on the most is, what are all the things that are going to help you get those 5 ideal clients? So here's some ideas for you and what we talked about with Matt yesterday. First is booking COI meetings. Who can you reach out to that's your influencer that you can get on the calendar and that has probably already provided you with introductions in the past, is a supporter, believer in your business. You can get those connections scheduled. Secondly, asking intentionally in your meetings. We're still in a referral-based business. That's where most of your business is going to come from. Are you being intentional to ask for the type of client you want to provide, or you can make the most impact on, and that you are making it really easy for the person you're in front of, that nominator, to understand who to introduce you to, what is your niche and what makes you different. So make sure that you're asking every opportunity you have. We're all guilty about being thinking, oh, either I don't have enough time, or, I felt uncomfortable in this situation, I need to wait till longer. But that's the number one thing that's in your control, is to ask for that introduction. So number 3, use online prospecting methods in between your meetings. So there's various different ways you can do this. The one that I'll give you right now is to look at those clients that you have, that it's the 3-month marks or they're at their 9-month mark, kind of in between those age change and birthdays. And reach out to them with an email message or a text message to say, hey, I noticed you were connected with Jane. I think she would be somebody that I'd love to meet and learn a little bit more about what she's doing. It doesn't have to be super complex, but we do have some language if you need some to help you with this, that you can reach out with specific names that you want to get introduced to. So you're not just asking for any introduction, but once again, we're trying to get for the ones that you want to work with. So that's why you're going to serve up those specific names in those emails. Do that for all of those A+ A clients at that 3-month and that 9-month mark. I'm guaranteed you're going to get some introductions in the next 2 weeks. And number 4, call individuals for dedicated prospecting meetings. And remember, you don't necessarily even have to do that as a face-to-face. We're in the world that we can do things over the phone. We can do things virtually. So be flexible with that and what that looks like. But a dedicated prospecting meeting where the whole purpose is for those introductions. Now, your COIs, just to revisit that, COIs are more those influencers, those business partners that are helping you grow your business overall. Versus a dedicated prospecting meeting could be with anybody, because it's all about just asking them, who else should I be meeting? What other individuals do they think would be great for me to connect with and learn from? So those are a few ideas on how could you set up your environment for success. Now, I encourage you to think about that question for yourself. For you, maybe it's like, hey, I can go to this networking meeting next week and I know I'll meet, some individuals there that are right my ideal market. Or I can do this webinar and get people there. We're trying to find right now the things that are short term that you can execute in the next 2 weeks, but that certainly might be a little bit different for you. But come up with those different ideas because, like I said, what separates the best from the rest is that ability to set up your environment for success. We can't just willpower it and, think, hey, this is what I want, I'm going to do it. That's not how our brain works. If you've ever heard Pete Greider and him talk about breakthrough coaching, it's about aligning our Thor and our wise man, what we want to do, what we know we should do, the logical part of our brain, with that impulsive, in the moment driven part that says, I want the donut right now. We got to align those two together to really work for us. So the last piece of the breakthrough project that's going to make this successful for you is to make sure that you have a follow-through plan. Now, for some of us, we like sticks. Some of us, we like rewards. Some of us, it doesn't have to be anything big. It can just be going public in front of somebody that we respect and we don't want to let down. It might be your kids. It might be your wife. It might be your study group. And what that looks like for you to let them know what you're doing and help hold you accountable. Now, understand your 4 tendencies. Like if you're a rebel or you're a questioner or you're an obliger, you need that outside accountability, or you're a upholder. Hey, I said I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. That will certainly help you to understand what kind of accountability is going to maybe work best for you. If you haven't done the 4 tendencies quiz, let me know in the comments. I'll put it in there, or you can go to GretchenRubin.com. It's quick, takes like 5 minutes, and gives you a good idea of how you manage internal expectations and external expectations and what kind of ways you can help set yourself up for success with those. But the key is we're trying to keep this bite-sized to create some more urgency around what you're trying to accomplish with getting in front of more of your ideal clients, and very process oriented in a way in terms of what are the things that's going to take, what are the make it or break it to getting to that success, and that you have control over, because you don't have control over everything, but you do have control over a lot. So use this to put yourself out there, have fun with it, make it a game, make it work for you in terms of achieving a real breakthrough in your business for getting new ideal clients. Let me know how this goes for you. Want to hear your results. We'll circle back and let you know how that goes for Matt in the next couple of weeks. Really excited to see his results. And like I said, as we're talking about all of our other marketing processes and strategies for long-term success, sometimes we also have to look at in the moment, where do we jumpstart? How do we make sure that we're laser focused? And then how do we build that out for sustainability? Come back actually in 2 weeks, because next week I am out of town and on vacation. So I'm probably going to be in the middle of the woods somewhere. So we'll see you back 2 weeks from today at noon again with some additional marketing insights and strategies to help you grow your business.